सब लोगों को बोलो, एक भी लोग ज्वाइन नहीं किया आपने। नीचे नितिन को तुम लोग सब ज्वाइन करो, तो रूपाली को बोलो ना ज्वाइन करो।
Mansi, are you there?
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
That Bernard Epilepsy Foundation is in attendees, so you will have to get him inside. Probably he'll log in.
Okay. Yes, sir. I have done that. They will join in the panel in a minute.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll have to check again if there's anybody. I'll tell Rahul, he will keep a check on that. If there's anybody, he will intimate so that that person can be can get into the panel list.
Sure, sir. I'll do that.
Okay, Mansi.
Yes, sir.
Now all the PPT, I will only share it from my this thing about everybody, including as per the agenda. So you have the agenda, you can put the agenda.
Okay.
So as per the agenda, we'll go, and Rakesh ji will, if he has PPT, he will share first, then followed by myself, and then the presentation by Epilepsy Society of Africa. So I will put up the presentation, and then all presentations are in the sequence. So after every 4 slides, like first will be Prince Kajgi, then Angelo, then Bernard, then Chifundo, then Roni, then Chantal, then Kisserman, then Fights from Tanzania, and then Oseni, and then Jacob. So this will go in a sequence, then followed by the Professor Exxon Amos. His CV also will be in my PPT, so I will show that, and then Martin Brody. And then High Commissioner of Uganda, when Madhusudanji will introduce, I'll put the slide again, and then you will have to give the link to them to launch the website. So they'll you put the link, they just click which way you will have to do that, you just figure out. And I'm sending you another link for the Surya Neuro Center, which will be done by the chief guest, Ms. Mukungira. That Prakashji will introduce. So these 2 things will be with you, the website thing, how they have to link. And then the patient, Shruti Lad, Meena, Darsana Mehta, Sandeep Patel, and Shreya Gaikwad. We'll have to either get them into the inside panel so that they can talk. They will not have any PPT, but they will need to talk because they will. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So I will tell Rahul, he will inform you, so you get them. And then music session, these people will have to, again, they will play the music and then vote of thanks. So that's the sequence. Agenda is there. You can put the agenda if you have the slide.
Okay, sir. I'll do that.
Yeah. You want me to stop share if you have agenda, no?
Yes, sir. I have the agenda. Let your slide be. I will share mine. Then automatically yours will stop.
Okay, perfect. Rahul, you are listening, no? What I have said.
Yes, sir.
So those who are is going to talk, you just talk to them on phone and then ask Mansi to get them inside. Similarly, fight Mansi, you'll have to take Tanzania USO also into the panelists.
Sir, who? So I'm sorry, I didn't get.
No, sorry. She's in the panelist only. I know she's in attendance. FIDES, Fights USO.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I have moved them, sir.
Okay. Mansi, Professor Martin Brody, please take him in panelist.
Yes, okay, sir. Sir, I have taken them in.
Thank you. We'll have to also check. So if anybody from the panelists has logged in as attendee, can he send me a message? Can you activate chat so that they can send a message in the chat till the program
Yes,
starts?
I have done that. I have also activated a raise hand.
Okay. So somebody has raised hand also.
It's Sakina Pancha.
That's okay. She's the patient. Rakesh Mehta, please take him into the panelist.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Professor Brody's here. He'll be with you shortly.
Also, Angela, I don't know, Angela is.
Good morning, Dr. Saab.
Morning, morning. Morning,
All
sir.
good, sir?
Yeah.
All set?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Gandhi Epilepsy Foundation.
Thank you.
Thank you for this meeting. We are glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. We are about to, we are looking forward to everybody, and I'm just waiting for a few more guests to get in. Once they are in, we will start the program.
Yeah.
5 more minutes, and just waiting for 5 minutes.
Best of say this.
Have you sent the YouTube link, Mansi? Okay, send it to everybody. So all my African guests from Africa, the YouTube link will also be sent to you. So in case those of your people with a low bandwidth cannot join the Zoom, they can go onto the YouTube and can see that. So we will activate the YouTube also.
So there are 2 people who have raised their hand. Dhruv Ji.
They don't bother. They both of them are patients, so just
Okay. Okay, sir.
they're doing experiments. So will you share the YouTube to African group? Share karo.
Yes.
Good morning, Dr. Surya.
Good morning, Nan.
Nan
I'm
here.
very, Nan, I can. How are you, Nan?
Fine, fine, fine.
I thought you said there was a speaker. Both of that thing when you
Mansi, take Gagandeep Singh in.
I'll just join you in a minute.
Mansi.
Yes, sir. I'm just doing that. There is also
Yeah.
Dr. Petro,
Dr. Petro.
Shifundo Petro.
Take him in, Sifundu Petro. He's Sifundo is a panelist. Please take him in.
Yes, I have moved him, sir.
And there are some epilepsy group. I do not know whether they are. So once again, you just announce it. NG, you take him. NG Epilepsy Foundation. Take him to the panel.
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Morning. I'm just trying to sort out some of the people have logged in as attendees, so we are just trying to get into the panelists.
Thank you.
May I request everybody else to keep their mic off unless they are speaking. Everyone, please keep the mic into the mute unless you are talking. So that will not cause disturbance. Angela, can you please mute your mic for time being? Chipundo, I request you to kindly keep the mic mute unless you want to talk.
Okay.
So Mansi, can you announce if there is somebody in the, there is a epilepsy one, they can put a request into the chat so that I know that they need to be moved into the faculty panelists group. Good morning, Professor Martin Crowdy. And good morning, Professor Gagandeep Singh. And welcome, Ms. Mukungira.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to see you.
Hi, Nirmal. How are you?
I'm
It's
fine,
a
thank you,
pleasure
sir. Thank you,
Very
Gagan.
good, very good, excellent. Looks like a great event. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being there, and you're very kind of you to connect me with Professor Martin Brody, who in turn also connected me to Professor Akshan Amos. I'm looking forward to him. He should be joining soon.
Martin has just. Hi, Professor Brody. How are you?
Can you unmute yourself? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. We muted a minute ago.
How are you? Welcome. It's a great honor, and Nirmal has done this, is doing this great initiative. So it's very gracious of you to join us. Thank you so much.
So Mansi, just see Epilepsy One has raised the hand. So just see how they have logged in, and if they are from one of the panelists, kindly move them in.
Yes, I have done that, sir.
Okay. I'm just looking out for Madhusudan Agarwal. He was supposed to get in. Prakash ji is here, so that's fine. Prakash Jan also is in the attendee, so please move him.
Mansi, is Dr. Amos is there in the panel?
No, I've not been able to see him. I was just looking for him only.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Prakash Jain and Epilepsy One, I have moved them to the panel.
Okay. I'm not sure if there's anybody else is there. So I think Prakash ji.
Yes, good morning.
Morning. I'm not been yet able to see Madhusudanji.
He should be on board. He should be on board in a minute.
Okay, because you two people are most important. So once you join, I want to
Right.
start the program. Already we have 1 minute, 4 minutes
I
late.
think you should start the
Sir,
program.
I
Let's
have-
not hold it.
I have moved Dr. Madhusudan Agrawal to the panel. He's in.
Okay, wonderful.
Good morning, Prakash. Jain.
Hello, you can see me now?
Yes, good morning. Yeah, Nayan, I can see. Prakash,
Hello.
I can see.
Sure.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Excellency. How are you?
Fine. Where is Specialist Foundation?
Huh? लिंक वापस भेज दो ना. Okay, so hello, good morning. So I would start the program without wasting much time, and we are already on time now. 12:05 is registration. We already had people. We will continue to have people moving in. There are various organizations which has been joined with, and I have with me my co-trustee, Sri Rakesh Mehta. So I give the honor, it is honor to welcome Mr. Rakesh Mehta, the trustee for Epilepsy Foundation, which has been, he has been associated right from the beginning. Rakesh ji is a very, very famous businessman, philanthropist, and has been the past president for GITO and various other organizations. He's presently the president all over India of Bharat Jain Mahamandal. He has many distinctions, but the most important thing is he has always been there to stand for the friends and has been helping the various societies at all the levels. I welcome you, Rakesh ji, and would request you to kindly welcome all the dignitaries, particularly from India, from various consulates, and from the Africa, and my dear teacher, colleague, Professor Martin Brody from UK. Could you kindly welcome all the people on behalf of Epilepsy Foundation?
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Thanks for your kind words. I am the great admirer of you, actually. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I think Epilepsy Foundation has done a great job today
Zoom पे जा रहा हूँ मैं.
by celebrating
Epilepsy
150th
बोल के
by celebrating 150th
पासवर्ड में जा ही नहीं रहा है.
births of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the nation of father. Dear friends, it's great pleasure for me to welcome on behalf of Epilepsy Foundation to our chief guest, High Commissioner of Rwanda, His Excellency Jacqueline Mukungira, and today's guest of honor, High Commissioner of Uganda, His Excellency Mrs. Akelo Dinagak. Dear friends, today Dr. Surya, with the support of few friends, has done a great job. He has really collaborated and brought the Council of Governors, Galaxy of Governors on this platform. I think Epilepsy Foundation is honored with their presence. I would like to name each and every one because it is a pride moment for all of us to have them on Epilepsy Foundation. Sri Purushottamji Agarwal, Honorary Consul General of Zimbabwe, Sri Santilaji Kawad, Honorary Consul General of the Malawi, Sri Madhusudanji Agarwal, my very dear friend, Honorary Consul of Uganda, Sri Ramavatarji Goenka, Honorary Consul of Kenya, Sri Prakash B. Jain, I call them as my guru and a very dear friend and mentor to us, Honorary Consul of Rwanda, Sri Nayan Bhaiji Patel, Honorary Consul of Tanzania, Sri Raviji Agarwal, Honorary Consul of the Republic of Congo. Yes, sir, I really, on behalf of Epilepsy Foundation, welcome all of you. We are honored and really you have raised the image of Epilepsy Foundation by coming to this program. This is the unique program Dr. Surya has designed first time, and I think this will give us huge mileage to spread the wing of Epilepsy Foundation, hook and corner, not only in India but to the world. Along with this, there are galaxy of presenter panel. I cannot forget them because they are the basic contributor to this organization. Without their contribution, the sharing of knowledge will not be possible. Dr. Prince Kazi, Angela Okilva, Ashwara, Bernard Mobio Orico, Dr. Chifundo Petro, Ronnie Gidono, Chantal Kenyamutomo, Fred Krishnan, Fred Isho, Michelle Oseni. I welcome all of them. Please, I really, I'm thrilled and I'm honored by getting this opportunity to welcome all of you on this occasion. Dear friends, I would like to give some brief about Gandhiji. That is not needed, not required. The entire world knows him. Entire world has recognized him. Gandhi Jayanti is celebrated every year on October 2 to honor the legendary leader Mahatma Gandhiji, without whom India wouldn't have been free from the clutches of the Britishers. His non-violent ways united millions of people to follow the path of ahimsa and protest against the evil oppression. Mahatma Gandhiji left behind a legacy to inspire people and unify with brotherhood in arms. October 2 has been announced as a national holiday in India, but people across the country and globe celebrate the occasion by participating in functions, theatres, community services, etc. Schools and educational institutions hold activities like essay writing, art and poetry, competitions, and plays to commemorate Gandhi's ideology once again. Dear friends, how can we be away from these activities? Dr. Surya thought of it, and really, it's a great idea for him. And under his able leadership of the as a founder managing trustee, decided to celebrate this day in our foundation also. Dear friends, everybody knows the one thing is for sure: without the way in which Gandhi fought peaceful work, Britishers could not move. Gandhi's very good lot of movements which are really worth mentioning here. He has played pivotal roles in the major protest movement like Dandi March, Quit India movement, non-cooperating movement that helped India to get its independence. Millions of people use Gandhi's ideologies of non-violence and peace to protest, and at last they regained their long-lost freedom. Voicing his opinion and views projected Gandhi as a noteworthy leader. His leadership skills can certainly inspire students to take a better and peaceful approach. Dear friend, because of this, on June 15, 2001, the United Nations General Assembly voted October 2nd, that is Mahatma Gandhi's birthday, to be rightfully observed as the International Day of Non-Violence. The idea behind it was to disseminate and educate the masses about the message of non-violence in protest, activities, and everyday life. Mahatma Gandhi's ideology of ahimsa inspired India's citizens to peacefully protest against the Britishers. It left the British Empire wondering how to even tackle such peaceful protests. This speech idea can be decorative with ample examples of Gandhi's take on the protest. I can speak hours and hours. There are many events, many occasions, many stories which are worth mentioning about Gandhi's. Here, I would not like to forget our former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastriji. Today, his birthday is also there. So, dear friends, with this, I would like to recognize my co-trustee, Simaji Surya, Navinji Surya, their 24/7 support to this organization, and the biggest support to Dr. Nirmal Surya by Mrs. Sima Surya. Otherwise, it is very difficult for him to travel across the Maharashtra, each and every village, district. I think this is a remarkable job Dr. Surya has done. Whenever I discuss with him, he is really passionate. He lives, he dreams, he sleeps with Epilepsy Foundation. And I think this is a bigger problem than the HIV world should recognize, and really we all should thank him, and we are grateful for his contribution to the epilepsy, not only in India but to the next world at a large. We really compliment Dr. Surya once again. On behalf of Epilepsy Foundation, I welcome all the dignitaries on this dais, on this Zoom webinar, and thank you very much. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Your voice, Dr. Saab, your voice.
Thank you. Thank you, Rakesh ji. Thank you for welcoming all. Professor Akshan Amos, the Vice President of IBE Africa, has joined in. We can see him right there, very strong man. Welcome, sir. I will continue further, and Mansi, I will request you let Dr. Chandrasekhar Meshram, our past President, Indian Academy of Neurology, be in the panel, please. So many of you do not know what Epilepsy Foundation India has been doing. Some of you are already been in touch. Many organizations from Africa has been in touch with me for past couple of months and years, and looking at the difficulties which they are facing and what I have faced 20 years ago, I really thought that it would be a fitting tribute that we can join together on the day when our great Mahatma Gandhi has worked in Africa and fought for the people with unprivileged, underprivileged, and problems. So Epilepsy Foundation, I will just say in few minutes what we have been doing. Won't take much time. A NGO with 12A ATG certified, and you all are aware. I need not tell again and again that epilepsy is a very big problem. 1% population. There are about 12.5 million people in India now. This is one of the epilepsy organization has made the chart for me 2 years ago. That's the region 11.2. These are the data from the WHO, which clearly says that 50 million people worldwide, of which 80% people are in developing country, and 3 to 6 times greater risk of premature death, etc. We all know about it. But it's just one idea, which one thought and one comparison, which I always have worked out, and I want to tell you people for the problems in India, which may be equally problem in Africa, that if we compare the three diseases, cancer, HIV, and epilepsy, out of 100 patients in India, the epilepsy is 69%, while cancer is 17%, and HIV and AIDS is 14%. This data is again 6-year-old when funds 5 years before the government, funds available in 1,000 crore. And if you could see that HIV and cancer, the amount of funds available for the people, and epilepsy is none. And mind you that HIV and cancer has got the national program, and each and every district has government support. So epilepsy is extremely common in India, but among the most ignored disease. And you also please note that cancer and HIV both are supported by government and many NGOs like World Bank, Bill Gates, while epilepsy has none, and there are no government or national policy. I'm proud to say that government of India this year has sanctioned 159 lakh, that means 115.9 million for the epilepsy project in Maharashtra through Epilepsy Foundation. So we are the only organization where government of India has sanctioned some fund. We started from only 1 million, and now we have gone to 15.9 million. So what are the major issues faced by epileptic patients in India? And I'm sure they are same everywhere. They're treated as outcasts, difficult to get married, constant discrimination, isolation of children by parents and relatives. The personal has less self-esteem and confidence. Children are unable to mix with other peers, and professional is difficult to get a steady employment and discrimination at workplace. And with looking at this for last so many years, I've been working. In 2017, we were able to establish Epilepsy Rehabilitation and Management Center right in the South Mumbai, which is like a Manhattan of New York, a place which is most expensive, but we have been able to get, where every day we have been able to get the epilepsy patient and do the work. And I'll come back to you with what else we have been able to do. So on Monday, we have the craft classes, which has been done, and again, the music classes. And you will see that some of the children are going to perform today. The most important thing is these are done by the patient, and the teachers are also being the patient. So there is nobody else comes. The patient themselves teaches other people with epilepsy. For last 25 years, every Tuesday, I have been running the free epilepsy clinic. Before the lockdown, we were nearly seeing 100 patients every Tuesday, which were given the medicines. And now for last 6 months, we have been doing the online through the Zoom, and you'll find that many of my patients who are here, they have learned how to connect with the Zoom. They also learn what are the etiquettes on the Zoom, keep their mic off, keep their video on, and they learn and they follow it up. So that has been something which we have been doing. Wednesday is day where our counselor who has been working for last 10 years, each and every patient is being counseled every Wednesday, and every patient is being counseled every 3 months. So, and they are also being done with Oli 10. And then Thursday is physiotherapy. I've got a physiotherapist who works once a week, and occupational therapy who comes once in a week to look after, along with this gentleman who is a painter himself with epilepsy, teaches to the other children how to paint. Friday is where the dance and the music and the cognitive therapy by the trained neuropsychologist been done free of cost to each and every patient who require it. Saturday is been yoga, and we have published the protocol of yoga for epilepsy patients. The Divya, who is 17-year-old girl, has been suffering from epilepsy, teaches the yoga. Not only that, this is one of the camps where she has started teaching the yoga to the nurses and to the patient how to do the yoga. So she takes yoga classes, and she's doing the research on the effect of yoga in epilepsy in the 3 groups, one with the epilepsy, another group where the epilepsy patients are not doing yoga, and third is those who are well controlled and still doing yoga with epilepsy. The results, we will announce it next year after the study has been over. We have been working with National Health Mission, Government of Maharashtra for last 10 years. And you could see that we have done till February 2020, when March 2020, our 89th camp was at Buldana, but we have to cancel it because of Corona. We have seen more than 31,000 patients, and EEGs are done free in each and every camp, so about 4,000 EEG. And each camp we have physiotherapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, CT and MRI, and everything is being done free. The most important thing is Government of Maharashtra through the fund gives 3-month medication free to everybody. And in this lockdown, when the problem has announced around that people are not able to get medicine, we have raised the funds and we are sending the patient 3-month medication free in the Maharashtra from the Epilepsy Foundation. We do the annual picnic for the patients, and you can see that they do a lot of activity, because many of these patients have never gone for the picnic for fear of epilepsy or maybe because of poverty. We also have got a lot of accolades received, and we are also creating epilepsy awareness through either IPL, where the big hero in India, they put the bar for the epilepsy, or through the auction done by the Kings 11 Punjab to raise funds for our people with epilepsy. We are also actively involved with various activities on the World Brain Day, National Epilepsy Day, and also with the various other activities which are part of the World Federation, Indian Academy, and other organizations. On the National Epilepsy Day and Purple Day, in 2019 Purple Day, we have invited Cassidy Magan, who at the age of 9 years announced the Purple Day. She was here, and we got the C-Link, which is an icon in Mumbai, got purple, along with the General Post Office, which is another landmark which Mumbai has. And on the National Epilepsy Day, we really do the regular programs for many years. We also create awareness through the marathon by creating various modules so that, and the people with epilepsy run the marathon. We raise all our funds to the marathon or from the philanthropists like Prakash Jain, Madhusudan Ji Agarwal, Rakesh Ji Mehta to run our activities throughout the year. I'll just show you one of the video of what we have been doing. This is the foundation office. Mansi, you think I'll have to re-log in the video? If you are not able to hear the voice,
Yes, sir. You will have to reshare the screen. Yes. So after hitting share screen, you can click on share computer sound.
is this okay? Will the directly?
So then we won't be able to hear the video.
No. So I go on share screen and
Yes, no. Yes, no. The what?
So near the blue share button, you can click on optimize screen sharing for video clip.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
How I expand my consciousness to them.
Is the voice there now?
Yes, we can hear the video, sir. But
For me, meditation is involved in the people who are around you. And for me, people are my patients, those people who are around me. And that's how I expand my consciousness to them. As a doctor, as a neurologist, what I saw was hundreds of patients suffering from epilepsy. Nowhere to go. And that gave the birth of Epilepsy Foundation, which started its work much before, but got into existence in 2009. We included patients outcasted by society, patients holding out for a normal life, many times children don't want to go to the hospital, they're scared to go to the doctor. But here you can see that children also feel like coming, they want to be part of you. Yes, they need help. And who can give? I can only think of myself. We need to expand our consciousness. And that's how, with NRHM and State Health Society, Government of Maharashtra, we joined hands to treat hundreds of these patients suffering from epilepsy. We started camps across Maharashtra. The life is changing for those people who are coming in the camps. We got government to involve, and they, looking at our work, came forward to give free medication to all the patients till they require the treatment. A great victory. And you cannot believe that in each camp there will be hundreds of patients coming to us, get them to Bombay, get them free treatment, get them operated and send them back. What a pleasure. This was possible because of these camps. No, it's not me. I may be the engine, but it is the team of neurologists from across the Maharashtra, not only Maharashtra, from nearby states like Madhya Pradesh, Goa, Gujarat. Leave neurologists, there were therapists, there were technicians, there are social workers. Is that enough? 1.2 million patients in this country. So it's like a drop in the ocean. I feel it's just the beginning. We have a long way to go.
I just shown you what we have been able to do, and this year we are able to establish 10 regional epilepsy center, which will be in 10 districts of Maharashtra, where there will be a neurologist every week, the EEG, the nurse, and the data. We are able to get the software to detect get the data recorded. So a patient today can show in Mumbai and can show tomorrow in Nagpur. So his data would be there. And we also worked out to provide the medicine to all these patients, because many of the patients cannot afford the medicine around the year. So with this model, what we have developed, we call it as a Maharashtra model of total epilepsy care for rural India. We want to establish similar model where there is a training, there is a treatment, there is a follow-up. Not only that, there is a vocational training for the patient to go back to the normal life and get the job. And plus the training of the stakeholders, regular seminars, awareness for the society. So all that has been included. There are so many things which I cannot tell you in short time. So this is what we intend to develop in the Africa, because the problems are much worse than what we have in India. Of course, we can help them out even 10%. It will help them, along with my friends and colleagues. And Prakash Ji and Madhusudan Ji has stood on two sides of me, and along with them, Ms. Jacqueline and Akilo also has joined the hand. So I'm sure at least these two countries, Rwanda and Uganda, will take the lead, and the other countries also will follow them. I'm sure Nayan Patel and other Consul General will really step in together, and with the help of people like Action Amos and the Martin Brody, will really be able to help out real people who require the need. So with that, I thank you very much for hearing me and seeing our work and helping us and encouraging me to take the things further for the society, for the people. Today, I have got many of my patients who have logged in, and they are here and they are watching us and seeing us. They are the testimony to the treatment, what they are getting. And you will see them later part of the meeting, that how they have been able to come over the epilepsy. Nobody can say that they have epilepsy. So with that, I thank you very much. And I take it forward to my guests from various countries, and to lead them first would be, I would be sharing your PPT, which is in the order of agenda. So start from Prince Kagji, and then it follows one after one. So you need not log in from that, and we can continue to do that. So can Prince Kajgi unmute himself and talk about himself from DRC?
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Is my PPT been shared or not yet shared?
Yes, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. And Dr. Surya, your PPT is being shared. We can see it.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prof. Nirmal, for bringing the all together around epilepsy. But for our foundation, SLEC, without losing the time, I want to let my secretary of our foundation to present some slides from our foundation. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm very glad to attend the meeting on the epilepsy. Okay, our foundation is named ASLEC, ASLEC, which is also based on the epilepsy, which fight against epilepsy. It is in close collaboration with the National Ministry of Health, also IBE, which stands for International Bureau for Epilepsy. It is also close with Epilepsy Alliance Africa in partnership with JECO Rwanda, Ro Foundation, and the Defeating Epilepsy Foundation. We have to know that ASLEC was founded or created by Dr. Prince, a neurologist, since the year 2015, who provides support for families and individuals. So we have to notice that many people in the Democratic Republic of Congo lack healthcare services. What is added? The stigma in place prevents people with epilepsy from obtaining an education, on employment, making them completely dependent on their families. What are we doing in ASLEC? So our business ASLEC. ASLEC is working to provide services such as public education on epilepsy, community awareness, and online support for families. Our foundation work at international level with charities, governments, and medical organizations throughout the world. We are working to help the families with the struggle of surviving and to give those with epilepsy a chance of survival. We also offer, within the limits of our means, free foods and medicine to patients in rural areas of the DRC. ASLEC have only one EEG machine. We offer 3 EEG exams to all our patients who are members of ASLEC suffering from epilepsy in DRC. About problem faced by ASLEC. The DRC faces a problem of medical staff. It's the first problem. The remarkable deficiency of neurologists and specialized nurses estimated at around a single neurologist for more than 8 million people, absence in our health system of telediagnosis, teletraining, and teletreatment. The second matter is lack of infrastructure. According to the demographic data of the DRC in 2018 is 84.707 million population with only less than 3 structures specializing in epilepsy. To this is added a problem of medical equipment, notable deficiency of EEGs, CT scans, and MRIs for the causal diagnosis of certain forms of epilepsy. There is also a lack of biochemical and hormonal analysis laboratories, deficiencies, and very high cost of drugs such as sodium valproate, levetiracetam, topiramate. And the first problem that we face is focus on patient problems. Many patients do not accept the illness for fear or suffering stigma, social discrimination and rejection barrier of marriage in young women, lack of cooperatives for food self-sufficiency, problem of social reintegration, abandonment of drugs due to the lack of food. And the last point that we're going to talk about is our planning. The first is for medical staff. We need to help general practitioners and nurses obtain free scholarship for the training in neurology, in general and epileptology in particular, develop telemedicine by soliciting international partnership, found research in neurology and specifically in epileptology. The second plan is medical infrastructure and equipment. We want to build an appropriate and well-equipped medical structure for the adequate management of patients suffering from epilepsy in the DRC, make emergency drugs, 3, as is the case for patients suffering from HIV and tuberculosis in the DRC. Finance the construction of schools mixed that can contain children suffering from epilepsy and children without disease to promote social reintegration, create also agriculture cooperatives to remedy the situation of malnutrition. And the last plan is on the social plan, to fight against the stigmatization of epilepsy through the development of telecommunications to reach the entire Congolese population, and finally to train and inform everyone about epilepsy by promoting sketches, videos on local and national television channels referred to the slogan of our association as like which is epilepsy is not contagious. Thank you for hearing.
Thank you very much. If Mr. Ravi Agarwal ji is there.
Sir, I request you to reshare your screen without the optimize check.
Okay, so I go back. Okay. So share the screen and I cut this. Computer sound and optimize. Both I remove?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, and now share. No, this is wrong screen. Desktop share. So they need to be on. So I need to get that. Is there Ravi is there or not there?
So I will check in the attendees. In the panel, we don't have him.
Okay. So he may not have joined. We go about the NG. So do we have?
Yes, we have Angela Zora Asimota.
Right.
Yeah.
So NG Epilepsy Foundation Nigeria, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Angela, please.
So your slide.
You are not able to see?
No, not yet, sir.
I've shared. Some issues.
Good morning from Nigeria.
Yes, madam. How come we are not able to see my display?
So now we were able to see that you are sharing, but the slide has not come on.
Okay.
Something is wrong. Rahul, can you share?
Okay. Before the slides comes, my name is Angela Asemuta from Nigeria, Benin City, Edo State.
Okay.
I founder of Angie Epilepsy Foundation. I founded Angie Epilepsy Foundation 10 years ago because for many years I suffered from the hands of tradomedical doctors, herbalists, false prophets, and fake pastors because they told me they can treat my son's epilepsy. But when I discovered that the only way epilepsy can be treated is through medication, I told myself that never again will women in Nigeria and some of Africa suffer again in ignorance. Okay, the slides are on.
Are you able to see your slide, madam? Angel?
Epilepsy Foundation was born out of Epilepsy Foundation was born out of passion for persons with epilepsy. Having realized that the ignorance around epilepsy was than seizures itself. This I discovered when my son was diagnosed of epilepsy, and I began putting it on others. Going to spiritual house out of ignorance. However, I have opened up to reality and sworn that now again, with parents, children with epilepsy, suffer in ignorance. Epilepsy Foundation has been existing to date. Number of members 3,725 and counting. About our work. 1. Epilepsy Foundation is open to creating awareness on the causes, early detection, dangers, and treatment amongst persons with epilepsy, their families, and the society. As a non-governmental and non-profitable organization for epilepsy, Epilepsy Foundation is committed to improving the quality of life of persons with epilepsy and their families. The psychosocial well-being, emotional awareness, and reduce the stigma associated with epilepsy, with major goal to raise funds for the support treatment of epilepsy, persons with epilepsy, to help all persons with epilepsy have access to the right treatment, to replace ignorance and fear of epilepsy with an understanding and care amongst persons with epilepsy and their families. Help to rehabilitate those recuperating from epilepsy. Help to reinstate epilepsy persons who were dropped out of school due to the misconceptions associated with epilepsy. The problem we are facing. Next slide. Is it there? Major challenges faced by the foundation are: 1, false belief. A lot of persons today believe epilepsy is hereditary and contagious, or even caused by witchcraft. This alone has generated a wide range of disbelief, leaving a treatment of epilepsy in the dark age. 2, myths and misconceptions. This has made it difficult to portray sufferers because their families and relatives already believe that epilepsy can be treated except by tradomedical doctors, but with consistency, convincing them is difficult. It's a difficult task to paving way to some to drop the ignorance of epilepsy. Okay. Funding. This has been a major challenge because without funding, getting to the grassroots is difficult. We need funds to buy medication, give stipend to staff, and hire vehicles to travel to remote areas where there is no electricity, and to support those who are very poor with food because medication can't be taken on an empty stomach. 4, language barrier. In most places we have traveled to create awareness, mostly in the eastern region of Nigeria, without an interpreter to convey the message in their local dialect, they would not listen, or they would not listen to what we are saying. This does sufferers of epilepsy at a high rate in the eastern part of the country, Nigeria, because it is believed that epilepsy is an abomination and a curse. This has caused a lot of suicide, death, suicide contemplation, and death due to ignorance. Poverty. Okay, poverty. Even in area where we have talked about epilepsy, because they are poor, they give listening ears to tradomedical doctors and who give them cheap concussion and ask them to go home that all is well. Spirituality. False prophets and pastors tell sufferers of epilepsy to fast and buy oil worth over hundreds of thousands naira in order to conduct a prayer section for their deliverance. And because they are vulnerable and in pain, they go at length to get things done and eventually fall prey to believe epilepsy is a spiritual problem due to ignorance. Religious disbelief. Today, many religious organizations believe that they do not take medication for ailments, and during awareness campaigns, some persons with epilepsy are open to say that their religion forbids them from taking medication. In conclusion, myths and misconceptions has caused many with epilepsy to commit suicide and ruined many lives. Next slide. Future planning. Anti-Epilepsy Foundation is with a core vision to create a well-informed society on the causes, prevention, and early detection, burden, and stigma of epilepsy. Hence, our future plan may include create a respite and support center, a home and ref center for supporting those with epilepsy due to the caused misconception. Medical checkup. We tend to give, just we are already giving, we then continue to give free checkup from a neurologist on a weekly basis to checkmate their medication and improvement level. Free access to transportation. We intend to give a free and quality transport system to and fro to hospitals for checkups to avoid seizures on their way to the hospitals. Free skill acquisition center. A lot of people with epilepsy today are denied a reputable opportunity and sometimes regarded as not fit due to their health issues. The skill derived from this will help them start a business that will generate them a earning for themselves and family. 5, create a lean awareness campaign to educate the people in every nook and cranny where there is no healthcare system, poor roads, no electricity and water, even where even every caregiver more than anyone who intend to parent the first aid of epilepsy, what to do when someone has a seizure and how to treat persons and how to get early detection of epilepsy. In Anti-Epilepsy Foundation, we are committed to support epilepsy. This has been for 10 years and we are still running. We have close to 4,000 persons now on our list and there's no government support. What we do is we run around to churches, to mosques, soliciting for support to be able to do EEG for some persons with epilepsy who cannot afford it, and especially those who cannot have the medication, we help to support them with medication. Presently, we are building a home that we talked about, a respite and succor center, where those driven away from home because of epilepsy can come and have succor. Thank you for listening.
I request everybody to kindly please do not step in, because then we will not be able to finish the program. We understand your problem, so please highlight the difficult points only, please. The next is Bernard. Is Bernard there? Bernard, Epilepsy Awareness Foundation from Kenya.
Yes, they're there, sir. I will ask them. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please. Please be stick to 4 minutes.
Hello, should I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. Bernard Epilepsy Awareness Foundation was founded in April 2020 by Bernard Mboya and Valent Rachel Adhiambo. We are both living with epilepsy. Currently, we are working under Dr. Vincent Urimba and Kifafa Care Center. We have 11 volunteers who include persons living with epilepsy, caregivers, health workers, and friends of the foundation, bringing the membership to 21. We have referred between 5 to 10 persons living with epilepsy and are not on medication to the doctor monthly. We are also working with ECA as they are already working on helping us to set up a website. About our work. Basically, we wanted to do advocacy and awareness, especially in the rural villages where myths and misconceptions associated with epilepsy are still rampant. We have been able to work with local churches, local CHWs in identifying the persons living with epilepsy, and through our campaign dubbed Shout Out Epilepsy, using the vernacular radio stations to disseminate information. We have also relied on social media platforms to some extent in passing out the message. About the problems we face. Our major challenge is funding. We still don't have computers or laptops to make our communication efficient and to help us have permanent data for future references. We also have difficulty in moving around the vast villages that we have to cover during awareness. Most of the people living with epilepsy are vulnerable and so poor that they are not able to support themselves to reach the clinics and afford to buy medicine. We have been using our own money and support from friends to help several cases related to the same. Another problem is that most of the people don't open up so easily, and so we have to make several visits to convince them. Then our future planning, depending on the availability of funding, we plan to go full throttle with a campaign, Shout Out Epilepsy. Long-term plan is to have our own resource center that we'll use to empower persons living with epilepsy by training them in different trades. Meantime, we can always get involved ourselves in agricultural activities that can help us produce different crops for sale. We can also start poultry farming for purposes of sustainability. We are also looking forward to partner with different organizations all over the world working in the same platform for the well-being of persons living with epilepsy. I think that is all I add, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Bernard, Epilepsy, Bernard. Mr. Ramavtarji, the Honorary Consul of Kenya, was unable to come because of his commitment. So we'll continue them and we'll connect with them for the further assistance to your group. If Chifundo Petro is there, has Chifundo joined it from Malawi?
Yes, yes.
Chifundo, please be brief. 4 minutes, please. Carry on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. So, my name is Chifundo Petro, the founder and the CEO of Chifundo Epilepsy Awareness Foundation, Malawi. Currently, we are supporting
Chifundo? I think his network is a big issue there in Africa. Many times they are not being able to join in and out, and that's the reason I got everybody's PPT with me. Chifundo, are you there? Manti, can you find out if he's logged in, out?
So he is logged in, however, he is not able to talk. Now he has been logged out.
Okay, so we will go further to Roni. If Roni is there, then when Chifundo back, we will go back to him. Roni, are you there from Uganda?
Yes, I'm available.
So please be brief because your slides are very, very big. So kindly be brief for 4 minutes, please.
Thank you. I'm Gideon Ronald, the CEO of Epilepsy Awareness Uganda. Epilepsy Awareness Uganda, I began it last year. Yesterday we made 1 year. I began this charity after the loss of my sister who had epilepsy. Because like how Dr. said, the story is so long, I think maybe those who need it will contact me through my address. I'll be able to send it to them. Yesterday we made 1 year, and I'd like us to have a moment of silence and we remember her because she died on 1st October, which was yesterday. May her soul rest in peace. We can go to the next slide because that was the introduction. Yeah, okay, yeah, and we have different objectives that we came up with after realizing, like me as an individual, what my sister was going through. So we made this charity to be an umbrella organization that brings together all persons affected by epilepsy in Uganda and empower them to realize that they are normal beings and they have the right to be part of the community. The reason why we brought up that objective is most of the people with epilepsy have been isolated and discriminated within the societies. Another objective is to improve on the livelihood and welfare of persons affected by epilepsy. Most of them have been chased out from their work places of works, so we are trying to make sure that we can support them as a charity. The next one is to improve on the quality and availability of services rendered to persons affected by epilepsy. And first one is, can you hear me? To be a link organization, and be reached by the person affected by epilepsy. I think someone who is speaking within it is disrupting me. Those are the most of the few objectives that we have. We've been able to reach out to support some of the people, especially we have a girl who was abandoned by the parents and thrown on the streets. She's called Mercy. We've been able to reach out to her. We've been able to help her get a wheelchair. She could sleep 24/7. She could not access moving out and have some fresh air. So as a charity, we were able to raise funds and reach out to her. You can go to the next slide. When you look at the picture there, you see she was very excited after receiving the wheelchair. Then we have the pending objectives. We have hands-on skill. We want to see people with epilepsy in Uganda have skills that help them to keep their minds active and avoid stress, depression. We need equipment to use in order to have this project done. We have farming. It's important to have epilepsy people who do farming projects, get money and food out of the projects. Like for example, through this pandemic, most people do not have food. So if they had such a project, it would be helpful. We look at sanitary towels, stock pads for the girls. These days, I've seen most people doing reusable pads, so it will be important if we get such a skills to the people who have epilepsy. Medicine, we still have the challenge of medicine, like as you read the story that I had above, where my sister had to go through a challenge where there was no medicine for 3 months, and the medicine she was taking, it was increased. The minute it got increased, she got side effects which made her very weak until she passed on. We want also to remove stigma and sensitization of people with epilepsy because we like last month that one we had a challenge where one of my patients who is married that he had this challenge and he did not tell the wife. So he has been staying with the wife for 3 years and the wife never knew that he has epilepsy. So he would hide the medicine at the workshop and then whenever he wants to get the seizures, he would know and go and hide from the mother's place. But I'm so glad that we've been able to empower him and he was able to open up and the wife was so happy. So we are so glad that we've been able to do such an amazing work. We have a problem of a neurologist or a psychiatrist nurse. So we have a plan. There's a general nurse we have who is helping us at the moment, but we have a future plan that maybe we should empower her and have a skill and know how and study a course of a neurologist. Maybe in the future will be helpful to our charity.
Thank
That's
you.
all I have. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm so grateful, Dr.
Thank you, Ronnie. Mr. Madhusudan Agarwal, the Consul General of Uganda, is there. Your ambassador also is there. And I'm sure you have received the sanitization and mask from the
Yes.
Agilta Pharma with Mr. Madhusudan Agarwal's effort, because
Yeah,
he's the
thank you.
Consul General of Uganda. I'll request all other Consul General to be also generous, and we will be able to train your nurses and people online, because that's the norm now. So
I'm
with
grateful.
thank you. Madhusudanji will come back to you. Now we go to the Chantal, because the time is very important. We got many dignitaries being here. So could Chantal please quickly, Gecko Rwanda, your Consul General and your ambassador both are here. Chantal, are you there?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. You can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yes,
much
please.
for this opportunity. I'm Chantal Kanyabutembo. I've been suffering for seizures since age of 11. I'm a national Rwandese, and I want to thank you this webinar, which is very important to improve the grassroots grant on the national program of Rwanda. And I'm also an international chapters of EBE. And I thanks also my president, Amos, and Martin for be together and teach us how to be very reliable for other patients in case we have other experience in social work and advanced training on awareness. And now my organization has been created in 2010, and I came to create also other network of professional doctors and also patients in Epilepsy Alliance Africa. I have also a stakeholder in Rwanda allocated by my government, which is Humanity Inclusion, before we be calling them the Handicap International. And I'm working on behalf of EBE, like East Africa Communication Leader, and I'm a partner of ASLEC. That's the way I met Dr. Nirmal, and I thanks his work. About our work in Rwanda, Global Epileptic Connection has been established since 2010, and I came to create a volunteer network of patients and work in great collaboration with the Ministry of Health in Western Province, where I supervise 12 district hospitals. And we work on major programs like the prevention of the disease, because we know that 25% of epileptic patients come from mistake of labor and the methodology of the postnatal delivery. So we came across that training and teach also midwife, what we call in Rwanda, Bagondera Uzima. We teach them how to deliver the baby, how to have many ECU, and then how to have also incubator available for the baby to not to have any damage of brain. So at the end, we have also what we call, we did for GETCO, we do advocacy and awareness. We do advocacy through school and awareness also in part of a residential area. Every hospital now have a cooperative group. So those patients now, we maximize the one inclusion of finance to let them be able to have good nutriment. And we know that many of them fail to follow the drugs because of low nutriment. And we increase also the capacity of EEG. Now many patients can travel only 3 hours to reach any EEG. And in each district hospital now, we have a specialist nurse to follow after them, and even a doctor in mental health. The second slide about the problem we face a high stigma. And we have a problem also in Rwanda, in the lack of telehealth training for doctors specialized in neurology science. Example, we do not have more pediatric in Rwanda. And that is a biggest problem, because majority of them, they are not yet following a training on telehealth, how to combine different molecules, and some children end up with a severe handicap. We also have a problem of insufficient incubator in maternity, and also the ECU are not well sufficient. So the problem we need to tackle that problem. And Rwanda now come with a program now, because I keep pushing my government to open the national bureau. And that National Bureau of Rwanda will be to raise awareness about epilepsy, to prevent the disease, and then also to follow the patient through counseling program, as we did with GECO in the past, and also raise fund awareness. But the problem we have, we do not have a fund. And another problem we have in Rwanda, we do not have the UN CPRD law adopted by UN. We do not have even an action plan which say exactly what is in need for those patients. And majority of them are excluded to school like a student in case they go to school and they get more seizures. Sometimes they don't have a counselor to follow them or someone to advise them how to get a right treatment and a right coaching to continue their own studies. So at the end, majority of the youth in Rwanda commit suicide. We saw a high raised number of suicide for children and youth who are starting to get idea how the stigma is attached to them. The narrative name of Igichuri in Rwanda need to be changed. We need to change because it's like someone walking abnormally flip down. So we need to change that narrative name to a brain disease like Gifafa or others. So that will be done by people from the education program. So the future planning I try to do for Rwanda is to build a special school and neurology hospital to accommodate a training of telehealth for nurses and doctors in future. Because sometimes we face a challenge when we go to advocate and we do not show them on the ground what we did, they don't believe in us that we are professional and we can make a difference on the ground. So I'm calling to any partner who want to do such program to come to us and then to fulfill that dream for Rwanda. Another thing, it will be the capacity build of knowledge of doctors need to be improved across that hospital. I will be provide also training for those EEG interpretation to have an accurate result. In Rwanda, you know that we faced a genocide in 1994, and majority of adults receive an injury on the brain, and my family also be part of it, but I can say we live in reconciliation, and we know that we cannot move a country forward without repair the past. So every time we say that there is a solution and we trust our nation and the leader of the country, the Excellence Paul Kagame, which has done an amazing job to work on reconciliation. Another thing I can say, the National Bureau will provide the sustainable income for patients, but I'm calling the Indo Foundation also to provide that SDG goal to raise the fund for patients, because malnutrition is something stigmatized patients, because many times when they drink those drugs, they are not able to eat. When they are not able to eat and they are consuming the drugs, the drugs is not working. But what I can thank my government, because the channel of the distribution of drugs has been improved by us and the Rwanda Biomedical Center, the Department of Mental Health, and the Rwanda Social Security Board. And now every citizen now have 4 drugs on the list. They can change them to different drugs. So we do not have a shortage on drugs. What I can say, I can call also upon the EBE, the Epilepsy Alliance Africa, and the Indo Foundation to raise at least a minimum grant to help those associations and those national platforms to reach to a great value, because we need to celebrate the purple bench, but what can we say in front of patients when we do not have a sufficient EEG, when we don't have specialists who understand their own illness? And I thank you very much. I thank also the High Commission of Rwanda, the Excellence Jacqueline, and we know that she's there. And I thank also the government of India for what they did for us. Thank you so much.
Because time is very precious, can I ask Fred Kisserman to kindly step in?
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
My names are Fred Giserem. and I won't talk much. I will just be very, very brief. Yeah, this is the one. I'll just be very, very brief. Our organization was formed in 2017. Organization was formed in 2017. About our work, we have partnered with schools, churches, and also high learning institutions to teach people accurate information about epilepsy. And also what we do, we reach more than 400 individuals per month. And we begin by clarifying causes and triggers of epilepsy before counseling people on how to treat and adapt to seizures. Then I was diagnosed with tonic-clonic seizures when I was in Iraq as a pastry chef, and I broke my arm. That is the reason the organization was born. So our future planning, we are planning to reach more than 100,000 people by next year through epilepsy awareness. That is through social media, print media, and also through going to counties. We are expanding the tailoring program to benefit 300 people yearly. As you know, most people with epilepsy don't have jobs, and even their caregivers don't have jobs. And also, we are starting a new carpentry school, computer school, hairdressing for empowerment. And I'm really, really grateful for Dr. Animal to give us this chance to talk about epilepsy, and also for people to say what is their problem. Thank you so much. I won't talk a lot. Asante sana.
Thank you very much for a timely and finishing off. I'm sure the Ram Avatarji will look into it. Can I have Tanzania Epilepsy Association Fitzwiso to please get in? Is she there? Mr. Nayan Patel is very much there. Right. Anybody from Tanzania there?
Hello.
Yes, please. Other people kindly mute their mic. Yeah, please carry on.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. We are Tanzania Epilepsy Organization. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. You can carry on.
Okay. I'm Fides Uiso from Tanzania Epilepsy Organization. We are Tanzania Epilepsy Organization aim to raise awareness on epilepsy, fight stigma globally, access to best medication, and regular investigation so that epileptic people can have full life. We started about our work is to change the negative attitude and stigma towards people living with epilepsy through effort including education, advocacy, research, in order to improve the social condition and the quality life of people living with epilepsy and those who care for them. About the problem we faced, actually we faced lack of funds to cover daily operation like transport, printing awareness materials like brochures, books, t-shirts, lack of government support in promoting our case. And actually due to COVID pandemic, we are forced to close all our campaigns of visiting schools to spread awareness. We are only operating on social media. Our future plan is to establish epilepsy center that will enable us to work on preventing, controlling, and curing epilepsy through community service, public education, federal and local advocates, and to support and to support research into new treatment and therapies. The foundation will work to ensure that people with seizure have the opportunity to live their life to the fullest potential.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nayan Patel.
hello.
One minute, Mary. Nayan Patel is here. Nayan Patel, would you like to say something?
Yes, good morning. My name is Mrs. Hosseini. All protocols observed. This organization was born out of the fact that my son experienced severe epilepsy, and we could not get anything to help. While I was there, I went through a lot of training and a lot of benefits as well from England. And I just thought it fit that if I am getting this kind of support from another country, then I should replicate such in Nigeria. So the charity was registered and we got the approval in 2013. So we started being active in 2015. What did we do? Now, our mission was to create awareness about people living with learning disabilities and their conditions through information sharing, outreach activities, and engaging in events that will enhance the well-being of the persons living with disability. So one day I went to a special school with 430 people, and I found that they do not have anything like well-being to make them active. So the charity, if you look at the top of our presentation, there is a recreational center there. We built the recreational park. While I was doing that, because what we are doing is to raise awareness on people with disability and their conditions, five of the residents had seizures at different times. Because of my son, I've had this formal education. So we started the raising of awareness on epilepsy. And what did we do? We went from churches, because our vision is to go through to nurture positive receptiveness and change people's attitude. So we started engaging community settings. We went to churches. We have reached over 4,000 people as of today. We've reached over 40,000 people. So while doing the outreach, what we do, I published a book on epilepsy for parents and carers. But when funding became very difficult because we were giving it to them freely, and we could not afford to do that again, we created a slimmer version, which was easier for us to distribute to people. We created that one. And we started going to hospitals. We started going into hospitals, visiting hospitals to actually work in contact with people with epilepsy. So what did we do? We've been raising awareness among families by this thing, by what we are doing. We have also, in order to bridge the information gap, we have also published books. So what our main challenge now, in order to raise this awareness to the general public, we want to do a global one by doing an aggressive campaign through radio, television, and moving into community settings. We've also done a survey on these 5 special schools in Lagos State, but funding to train them has been a problem. We also want to rehabilitate the care home. Most of the people that we meet in the hospital, they don't have money. We have been giving, as last week we had a parent workshop where we gave out 4 checks to sufferers. And we have also gave out 4 checks to sufferers in order to help them with purchase of medication. We really lack a lot of funds. We have a high, we also want to do the digital seizure diary. Though we have the manual one, which we call the seizure companion, It shows about the first aid in, hello, first aid.
Yes, please.
Hello? Yes,
Yeah.
first aid, yeah. We're funding for mass publication and distribution of the epilepsy handbook to all. We have also tried to translate the book into 3 major languages in Nigeria. Presently, we're working on the translation in Yoruba, English, and Igbo and Hausa, which is our common language, the major common language in Nigeria. We are working on the translation, but it's been a big problem getting it translated. No funding for continuous training and medical bill for parents and children living with epilepsy with low income. Lack of funding to undertake community-based research to correctly assess the burden of epilepsy in our local setting. This will go a long way towards planning. Yeah. We also have high personnel turnover due to lack of funding to pay them. We can't even pay them salary. We give them allowances, but even with the allowances, we can't have it. We don't have money. We are really hard on facilities, office tools and equipment. And unfortunately, in this country, government is not looking at our side at all. They are not supporting people medically for their medication, drugs, and things like that. So the low-income people are really suffering. So we need support in the area of funding for the publication. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you all.
So last is Jacob from Zimbabwe. Is there Jacob there? Can you join in, please? Jacob Mugambate, are you there? Manti, can you check if Jacob is there?
I'm just checking that, sir.
If he's not there, I can just read his slides. He has got 600 members, which is a registered charity with tax exemption, and it is affiliated with EA and FODPG. Is he there?
No, sir, he's not there.
Yeah, so we will just, because Zimbabwe Consul General is our friend, so he would be able to connect it. And these are the objectives they have. And this is the problem. Again, all the problem everywhere is cost, medicine, and the ignorance. So with the limited resources. So common problems. The future planning they have is conference, epilepsy seminar, research work, counseling, social work, psychological support service, and of course, printing and awareness and education. So thank you. So with that, we have heard about the various organizations who has been here. Some of them are registered charity and some of them are not. So here I welcome Professor Action Amos. He is the Vice President, International Bureau for Epilepsy Africa, a very fitting man to be here to listen to the problems faced by the people from the Africa. He is the International Bureau of Epilepsy Vice President. He is the 26th affiliation in Africa member of Pan-African Network for Persons with Psychological Disability, which has been affiliated to 10 African countries. He is an MBA in Leadership and Sustainability from UK, his BA in Development Studies from Ireland, and a postgraduate diploma in Disability and Rehabilitation Management. Currently, he is doing postgraduate study with Edinburgh in Applied Psychology Action, has served in various boards as chairperson and member both locally and internationally. Currently, he is board of director of African Disability Alliance. He has contributed globally on issue of mainstreaming and inclusion of persons with disability. He has proven experience in area of human rights, policy analysis, research, and technical application in international development. Action has assisted in promoting the disaster risk reduction, focusing on South Africa. Action has epilepsy himself. So may I request Professor Action to address this August.
Thank you, Dr. Limiara, for that introduction. and all protocols observed, and a special mention to all the ambassadors and consulates that are present today, organizations of epilepsy, also a special mention, our president of International Bureau of Epilepsy, Professor Martin Brody, who is also present here. We want to thank you a lot, Dr. Nimra Suraya, for this invitation that we be part of this inaugural function of our Indo-African relationship. We are actually excited, and when I say excited, we're very, very excited to be part of this development as IBE Africa. We are looking for partners to support our chapters, and we are happy some of the chapters are present here. And as you have already highlighted, you will be starting work in Rwanda and another country. So this is quite an excitement. I'm going to just talk about epilepsy in Africa in brief, cognizant of the time that is there. Mainly, I would say you mentioned a lot of qualifications about myself, but one key qualification that I always boast about is that I am a person with epilepsy myself. So all those achievements are just a record that people with epilepsy themselves, if they are supported, they can reach greater heights. They can do anything in their lives. They can even excel even in school. And we're looking forward to a relationship with Epilepsy Foundation India to ensure that persons with epilepsy in Africa are supported. And we like the model that you have just highlighted to us, and we're looking forward to partner that. Just a few issues about Africa. Maybe as you already know, 43 of the 47 countries in Africa currently are affected by COVID. 2 countries are affected by Ebola. 8 countries are affected by humanitarian crisis. This is adding to the already burden that we have of epilepsy as the most common neurological condition. When it comes to allocation of resources, mostly epilepsy is usually put under mental health services. And in Africa, we have less than 0.1% of all the budgets in Africa, or health budgets put together, supporting epilepsy. So that tells you of a picture how bad epilepsy is supported, less than 0.1% of expenditure. In terms of payments for services, 57% of people accessing health service in Africa, they get it for free, but 43% they have to pay to get those services. And those services are not enough, because we are talking of shortages of neurologists, we are talking of no specialization in epilepsy, we are talking of lack of drugs. The most common drug that is there, it's phenobab, and it's not even really available. So we are really facing a challenge. So when you look at the ratio of neurological beds or neurologists against the numbers of patients, we have a big gap. And as I've already mentioned, financing is a challenge in terms of support for governments, and also essential drugs are a problem. Currently, we are working on a big campaign which will ensure that the WHO in the coming World Health Assembly should adopt the WHO Resolution 68. And this resolution is to ensure that countries all over the world must adopt national plans for epilepsy. Countries around the world must develop a national mechanism on epilepsy. These plans and coordination mechanisms are going to help us to ensure that there is systematic approaches to the work of epilepsy. And we know with this kind of partnerships we are developing now, we'll be able to ensure that we influence governments and this resolution be adopted. And once it's adopted, it becomes easier for us all to ensure that we can reach to many people. Just to talk about other things that as IBE we are working on. Currently, we have two projects that are running. We have one that we are calling Promising Strategy, and this is developing models on how organizations for patients with epilepsy can help themselves, and these models we would want to replicate them across the region. Currently, we are supporting 6 countries, but because of limit of funding, we are not able to reach everyone. We also have another project we are calling Making Epilepsy a Health Priority. This, again, it's reaching 6 countries. With that limited funding, we hope to ensure that the WHO resolution is adopted. We want also to ensure that countries, these 6 countries, they develop national plans. We have also plans to have a capacity building of organizations, capacity building of community health workers on epilepsy. We're looking forward to a congress, not soon, but this will be decided as the issue to do with COVID subsides. And we have a special campaign that is starting in January. As you know, we will be celebrating the Epilepsy Day in February. So special campaign we are calling 50 million steps. This is a worldwide campaign that is being led by IBE International, and as Africa will also be part of that. We want to count our steps. As you know, 50 million people worldwide are affected by epilepsy. So that's why we are calling 50 million. So we know India has got 11.2 million affected with epilepsy. So we are expecting a donation of steps walking for epilepsy, 11.2 million steps from India. From Africa, we want to reach 10 million because it's estimated about 10 million. So we'll be contributing to these 50 million steps. In November, as IBE, we are part of an adventure that is happening, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. So we'll be supporting one of our own from Kenya, who will be climbing Mount Kilimanjaro as IBE Africa. We also will be launching Epilepsy Trust Fund soon, and this trust fund again is meant to be helping. And we would want to invite Indo to work with us as we develop a special fund to ensure that organizations in Africa are also supported. We know we have talked about this, and there are already issues on the ground that will be working. As has already been highlighted, issues to do with capacity is an issue. As IBE Africa and IBE International, we are currently working on an epilepsy academy. So currently the model is being developed in with the European partners, but for Africa also we've started thinking around those areas. We have seen what is happening with Epilepsy Foundation in India. So we can copy some of the good models and best practices that we have shown us, and we know we can also develop an African Epilepsy Academy. We're looking forward to working with everyone, and we are happy to be here. I want to wish you well as you start this journey of partnering. Special thanks to Dr. Nimra Surai for this invitation. I want to thank you so much and looking forward to a good relationship with you.
Thank you so much, Professor Action, and it was indeed a great pleasure. We will really work on it, and I think we will carry on to the good work, and I'm sure the fund will come to you once we start working together on a common platform. My friend Dr. Gagandeep Singh is here. May I request Gagan to kindly introduce Professor Martin Brody, the President, International Bureau for Epilepsy. Gagan, please. Gagan, are you there? I think he may not be there.
Can you hear me? Nirmal, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes. It's a great pleasure to introduce Professor Martin Brody from Scotland. Professor Brody is a very senior and experienced epilepsy expert in the world. His interests are wide-ranging, and he has published extensively, and we keenly follow his research papers on the pharmacotherapy of epilepsy, but also has taken up the cause of people with epilepsy and is currently the president of the International Bureau for Epilepsy. The IBE is a complementary organization to the International League Against Epilepsy, and it takes up the social and socio-demographic aspects of epilepsy and the cause of epilepsy in a number of under-resourced countries across the world. Dr. Brody is most efficiently and providing a leadership impetus to the International Bureau of Epilepsy. And it's a great pleasure that he has been able to find time for this great event of yours, Nirmal. I think there should be no more time to be spent in anything else, but in listening to a great inspiring talk by Professor Brody. Professor Brody, please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I've been listening with great enthusiasm to people on the ground telling us what life is like with epilepsy. And that really inspires us all. And this is not just an African or an Indian problem, it's a problem everywhere. And that's really the work of the International Bureau for Epilepsy, the IBE. IBE was founded in 1961 to improve the social conditions and quality of life of people with epilepsy and those who care for them around the world. We now have chapters in 104 countries with representation from 137 individual organizations. As an umbrella group, we focus on public engagement, health information, international advocacy, best practice exchange, and supporting communities. Very ambitious. We run a number of individual projects, including Epilepsy Next Focus on Youth, and as been mentioned, Promising Strategies programs, which we fund around the world. Young people, enthusiastic people, energetic people, positive people. That's what we want, and that's who we want to help. We have a number of commissions, including a Research Commission, Education Commission, and E-Solution Commission, because everything is now done online, including teaching. Our most recent initiative is our new IBE Global Teams. These are currently 5 in number in development. The Global Advocacy Team, our Academy Team, Research Team, the Virtual Congress Team, and lastly, and not least, the Youth Team. We're currently advertising for people with epilepsy, their families and carers to put their names forward to join one of these initiatives, and you can find out about it on our website, of course. We also run a number of youth summits, and we present Golden Light Awards to young people affected by epilepsy who have been shining lights for others in their countries and elsewhere. IBE runs regional and global epilepsy congresses with our partner organization, the International League Against Epilepsy. The last African Congress took place last year at Entebbe and was very, very successful. These and all our other activities can be found on our website. I don't want to take too much time because we have to look positively in what we're going to do with you and with this organization and not talk about the past. We need to talk about the future. It just remains for me on behalf of IBE to wish your organization well. As Action has said, we will do our best to work with the Indian African Support Group in improving the lives of people with epilepsy in India, Africa, and everywhere else. Thank you very much for inviting me to be part of your meeting.
Thank you so much, Professor Brody, and your assurance and commitment has been seen by me, because it was only a few days before that Gagandeep Singh has introduced me to you, and you were very prompt in accepting our invitation and involving the African counterpart, which has been a very, very great. And I thank Gagandeep Singh for introducing me to you. And I'm surely you will find that I may be a useful person. Our organization may be useful to spread the model which we have created. Thank you so much for the support and the assurance. We move further, and I have Mr. Madhusudan Agarwal, who has been very close friend of mine, Vice President of Ajanta Pharma Limited, known him from 1985, and he is the Honorary Consul General of Uganda. And with us is Mrs. Dina Grace Akilo, the Consul General of Uganda. So may I request Madhusudanji to kindly introduce Her Excellency Mrs. Dina Grace Akilo. Madhusudanji. And if Bhavesh is ready with the website, so she can also launch the website. Madhusudanji, please. Mansi, Mr. Madhusudanji there? He was there just now.
Yes, he's there, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please. Haji.
Hello.
हाँ बोलिए, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah. So you heard me up to now or no? I have to start from beginning.
No, you have to start again.
Her Excellency Grace Akelo is the High Commissioner of Uganda in India. She is a human development and food security specialist from University of Roma, BA Social Work and Social Administration, Makare University, Uganda, journalism, editorial skills, and she studied in
website.
Okay. From 13 to 2013 to 2017, she was ambassador in Rome, and now she is our ambassador in India. I welcome you, madam, as a guest of honor for today's webinar. Thank you.
Can you, Mansi, give the link for the Epilepsy Foundation India website, which can be inaugurated by Mrs. Akilo?
Yes, sir. Just 1 minute.
Her Excellency is there?
Oh, no, so she is not there.
Madhusudanji, she probably logged out.
No, she logged out.
Yeah.
So if the High Commissioner of Rwanda is there, we'll get.
Yeah. So
she will launch it.
Yeah. So may I request my friend Sri Prakashji to kindly introduce Her Excellency Ms. Jacqueline Mukangira. Prakash Jain is a philanthropist, business person, and very, very dear friend of ours, and always has been ready to help everybody, and is a very jolly man. Always been around creating a smile, and very positive and action-like person. So may I request Prakash Jain ji to please kindly introduce Her Excellency. Is Mr. Prakash ji there? Mansi, can you check, please?
So she's there. Dr. Prakash Jain
Yeah.
also is there, and Dr. Jacqueline is also there.
Prakash ji, please.
So Dr. Prakash has got logged out.
प्रकाश जी, आपको इंट्रोडक्शन करना है आपके?
So while the Prakash ji joins in, I will introduce High Commission of Rwanda.
क्या हो गया?
Miss Jacqueline Mukangira. She is the Ministry of. She has been Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Rwanda, and from November 2019, she has been occupying the seat of High Commission of Rwanda to India, which she continues at the moment. She also Parliament has and represented Senate of Republic of Rwanda.
इंट्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं.
मधुसूदन जी, जस्ट आपका माइक म्यूट कर दीजिए. From August 2014 to 2019, she was Director General of Charge of Parliament Affairs, Fundamental Principle and Research, and then August 12 to 14, she was Director General of Planning and Research. She's also represented Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Republic of Rwanda. She has also represented Parliament, Chamber of Deputies of Republic of Rwanda, Office of the First Lady of Republic of Rwanda, and she also represented in past Norwegian People's Aid, Kigali Office, and Norwegian Church Aid. She has done the PhD in Geography and Environment, and she has also been Masters of Art in Peace and Conflict Management. So may I present Her Excellency Ms. Jacqueline Mukangira, High Commissioner of Rwanda, as Prakash ji joins us because of some issues. Ms. Jacqueline, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nirma, for the warm introduction. It's very good to join you today. Dr. Nirma Surya, founder, trustee, and chairman, Epilepsy Foundation. Mr. Sri Rakesh Mehta, trustee, Epilepsy Foundation. Mr. Prakash Jain, honorary consul of the Republic of Rwanda in Mumbai. Honorary consuls of Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Malawi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, presenters from Epilepsy Society of Africa, from DRC, Nigeria, Kenya, Malawi, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Namaste. Muraho neza. Let me start by thanking the Epilepsy India Foundation and our honorary consuls for organizing and inviting us to be part of the seminar for Indo-African Epilepsy Support Group meeting coinciding with the birth anniversary of the world's most iconic leader, Sri Mahatma Gandhi. This event fits very well in the South-South cooperation framework where India and Africa come together to exchange knowledge and experience to address issues on either blocks. A partnership like this is very important in terms of strengthening scientific advancements in areas of epilepsy prevention and control in India and Africa, but it is also an important platform to advocate for improvements of epilepsy care programs and interventions for our populations globally. I highly commend Dr. Surya for the several initiatives you have been undertaking in India and Africa by supporting the epilepsy awareness and training camps, by bringing people together, NGOs, companies, individuals, and government agencies to work towards improving community conditions. My government will fully support your initiative to extend Epilepsy India Foundation in African countries and to Rwanda in particular to support individuals and families impacted by epilepsy and seizures. Let me take the opportunity to inform you that the healthcare sector is one of the priority sectors of cooperation between Rwanda and India. We have a memorandum of understanding in this sector, and it can serve as an umbrella for any collaborative initiatives that Rwandans and Indians may want to establish in the health sector. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, global estimates tell us that there are over 50 million people living with epilepsy worldwide. 80% of the burden of epilepsy is found in low and middle-income countries. As a citizen from Rwanda and Africa in general, where most of the countries are ranked as low and middle-income countries, I fully understand the magnitude of the issue, and 3 lessons can be retrieved. First, by comparing developed countries with low and middle-income countries, epilepsy can be prevented and appropriate treatment exists to control it. Second, low and middle-income countries are struggling to mobilize resources to build the full capacity to prevent and control this disease. Otherwise, there is no other way to explain how the biggest share of the epilepsy burden is found in low and middle-income countries. Third, people living with epilepsy are entitled to quality care services, but they still encounter geographical, financial, social, and cultural barriers to access those services. Dear friends, how should we then proceed to reverse the trend of epilepsy in our communities? I'm sure a well-informed and knowledgeable group like this one has always deliberated on this and made some appropriate and feasible recommendations. Nevertheless, this is something we should all think about. My belief and wish is that we can set ourselves the following objectives. 1, scale up and advocate for appropriate epilepsy prevention and control interventions. 2, significantly reduce any potential barriers that can prevent people with epilepsy from accessing and utilizing services in an equitable manner. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in my country, Rwanda, we are committed to strengthening and improving programs for the prevention and control of epilepsy. A survey conducted in Rwanda in 2018 found that the prevalence of epilepsy is 2.9%. Recent data on health service utilization accessible through Rwanda Integrated Health Management Information Systems reveals that epilepsy is the most treated neurological disorder in health facilities across the country. Epilepsy represented 57.6% of all the cases and 36.8% new cases were received in the outpatient departments of our health facilities. Our current data also shows that epilepsy is the #1 cause of hospitalizations, 63.2% in internal medicine departments. In addition, the current Rwanda Mental Health Strategic Plan 2020-2024 has considered epilepsy as one of the priority conditions. This strategy highlights the current burden of epilepsy in Rwanda and existing efforts the country has invested towards mitigating this condition. However, more efforts need to be done to strengthen and improve the quality of care provided at the tertiary level to effectively manage epilepsy and its complications by 1. Establishing a specialized center for epilepsy treatment and training of the future generation of healthcare providers and innovators in this field. 2. Introducing latest technologies and systems for early detection of epilepsy and monitoring of the disease to prevent relapses. I'm sure this group meeting has been or will be able to build on existing partnerships and resources to avail the highest quality of service in the field of epilepsy prevention and control. Before I conclude, I would like to assure you that the High Commission of the Republic of Rwanda in India is ready to provide all the necessary required support, and the government of Rwanda in general will support the initiative. I would like to once again thank the organizers and all of you for managing to attend this virtual seminar despite current COVID-19 challenges. There is no doubt that the recommendations from this important virtual seminar will highlight insights on the way forward of advancement of epilepsy prevention and control in India and Africa. I thank you all for your kind attention and wish you good health and safety. Daniavad, murakoze cyane.
Thank you, madam. And Prakash Jain is here now. So may I request Prakash Jain to kindly say a few words for the madam. And then, madam, there is in the chat box, there is a login Epilepsy Foundation. You will need to click on that to inaugurate the website. And then Surya Nero. Yes, Prakash ji.
Good afternoon to everyone. It's a pleasure to be on board with you, Dr. Surya. I just wanted to give a little anecdote that a few months back, myself and Dr. Surya were having a casual chat. And I mentioned to him that what India has is the capacity, it has the skills, and what Africa needs is in the primary healthcare, a big drive, a big capacity build out. Okay? Because if you look at the healthcare, the best way to address the healthcare is before it happens, or what we call preventive. I mean, today epilepsy cases are there because of the complication by way of malnutrition of the pregnant mother, and emanating from that, the complication at the time of the birth. Now, India has like a 900,000, nearly a million ASHA worker. We call it accredited social activist worker, health activist, ASHA. And they fan out across 650,000 villages where there are no primary healthcare center even. But what they do is try to minimize or mitigate the risk associated with the birth and leading to the epilepsy part of it, okay? So I was talking to Dr. Surya and said, we can help provide a bridge as far as building the capacity for the primary, and then tertiary cares as far as the advanced one can be looked into as well. But for epilepsy, I think it's not a capital intensive industry because some of the tools that I've seen with you are very simple tools in terms of physio, in terms of rehab, in terms of rebuilding the lives again, starting all over. So it's not a capital intensive so much as a training intensive, parting the right skills. So our intent is that how we can go across few places to begin with and create a sort of like, I wouldn't use the word the window, but rather showcase, okay, in Africa with Dr. Surya's Epilepsy Foundation initiative. So all the best. Thank you. And thank you, Excellency, for joining us today. We're really grateful. I'm sorry, my call, it got dropped out because some other guy called in and I lost. And to log in again, I had to get the visa from Dr. Surya's Foundation to step back on a Zoom call. So thank you, my pleasure. It's a great pleasure to be on board. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you click on the website, madam? Go into the chat. Bhavesh, Mansi, can you help out for both the links so that she can inaugurate both the websites?
Sir, once I have shared in the chat also, ma'am, I have sent you an email just now with the link. You could check that also.
Chat would be easy because if you can
I have
share,
sent, I will resend in chat also, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, just bring your website on screen as a shared screen.
But I don't see it. Sorry. Can you help me?
Should I share the screen, sir?
Yeah,
yeah, please. That's best.
Is Jubin or Karan there?
Yes, I'm here. Zubin here.
Yeah, yeah. So Mansi, you share and then Jubin will share it. Yeah.
So this is the Epilepsy Foundation site.
Yeah.
So you can see all the work of Dr. Sir and the Epilepsy Foundation India has been highlighted, as you can see on the main screen. So it was quite a challenge to actually put in so much of work that has been done by Doctor and his team in the past 30 to 40 years that we had to comprise together and actually present it on the site. So we're very happy that we were part of this whole journey. Past few days, we understood just handful of what Dr. Sir has done, but it's actually really credible, and we are very happy that we are part of this whole website development process.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Can you also put up the Surya Niro website, Jubin?
Yes.
Pavit?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Jubin, about the, Bhavesh, have you made the slides? And Jubin, can you link the Surya Neural and show us the website, please?
Sure, just one. I'll do that.
Yeah, 1 minute. Now, Bhavesh has put up the strategy. Yeah.
just briefly mention the Epilepsy Foundation India digital platform and strategy. What we are targeting here is combining everything, the website, mobile application, the EMR and telemedicine, as well as the social media for Epilepsy Foundation to all come together. And in terms of activities, Epilepsy Foundation, of course, has a number of activities, what is already seen on the website. So in the urban area, the free clinic, which is run where every day there is one or the other activity happening, whether it is music, yoga, of course, Dr. Surya is regularly seeing patients there, giving free medicines, the rehab program which is going on, and a number of events like what we are celebrating today. We had already celebrated World Yoga Day, World Brain Day. A number of events are celebrated. As far as the urban India's, rural India is concerned, we have free camps which are happening with government of Maharashtra, where the entire strategy of how to manage epilepsy in rural areas has been devised. Adopt a patient, what Dr. Surya has done recently in this COVID times, where even in the COVID times where nothing was available for patients in the rural area, medicines have been going to them. That is what is already highlighted there. And the telemedicine, teleneuro rehab, which sir has been conducting on a regular basis, even in the COVID times. And now gradually we are making space even on the website for all the international affiliations, so that other members who are participating now with Epilepsy Foundation also get enough visibility on the digital media also. On the website, we have activities, events, the current, future, and the past, everything coming together there. There is a space for participation where people can volunteer to help, as well as for donation. There is a patient corner currently which is focusing on patient education. And as we go ahead, we have this feature of online appointments, which people can take sitting at home. The entire electronic medical record, where what Dr. Surya is giving them the prescription, they will be able to see that sitting at home. A patient diary, where they can record all whatever they have had problems of epilepsy that comes. We have already got the scales and surveys, a number of scales where patients are recording their problems through the app, and that is also linked to the website. The international affiliations and the social media feeds are coming very soon there. The mobile application, which we already have for Epilepsy Foundation, is both on iOS and Android platform, where patient, apart from having their diaries, they have an alarm, so that in case they are carrying the mobile on themselves and they suffer an epileptic attack, there is an alarm, so that people in the vicinity know that this person is suffering from epilepsy. There are reminders for medication, doctor visits, and investigations, fundamentally aimed at ensuring that patients visit the doctors regularly, they take the medicine regularly, and therefore their quality of life improves. We are now integrating a number of epilepsy treatment centers across Maharashtra, so that patients know where they can contact the doctor in the vicinity. And there is already translation in the Indian languages. We already have Hindi and Marathi, and we are now looking at doing the same thing for international languages too. So the entire digital strategy is aimed at integrating everything, coming together on the website, making it interactive, improving reach in urban, rural, and going ahead into international, with the prime focus of patients being at the center, improving management, and therefore improving outcomes. So Epilepsy Foundation India is aiming to integrate digital to improve health and reach, as well as patient care.
Thank you, Bhavesh, for enlightening it. And I must say that we are working out this mobile app can be converted into the African languages, and if they can use it for their patients. So we are working on that. Thank you, Bhavesh. Jubin, please. Surya Neuro, if you can.
Bhavesh, if you can just pull up the link, I'll just explain to you.
Yeah. Mansi, meanwhile, can you get the COVID affected warriors of epilepsy in the,
yes,
in the
yes,
line? So we have a couple of patients who a person with epilepsy who developed COVID in last 3 months time, and they came out successfully. So I have a list of those patients out of our nearly 5,000 patients in Mumbai and 35,000 patients outside Mumbai. So this time we have only focused on 5,000 patients in Mumbai, out of which we have 5 patients who had COVID recently, and they would like to say a few words once the Jubin show the website, and you okay that if this is fine. So you have one website you have inaugurated, and other also, if you could do that on behalf of both High Commission, Uganda as well as Rwanda.
Sure, sir.
And Mansi, could you get those people in? Yeah, Darshana Mehta is there. Yeah. So while the Jubin is getting in, Darshana, are you there? Yeah, Shruti Lad is there. So go, Shruti, can you share your COVID thing, and now you are all right? Can you share? She is a dentist.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Shruti Lad. I am a dentist, and I'm an epilepsy patient also. Dr. Surya has been treating me for the last 7 years now, and my medicines are also have been I've been treated properly, and I got tested positive with COVID on 1st of September recently only, and now I am completely okay. I underwent treatment for 10 days, and now I'm all healthy and recovering. And Dr. Surya, I was in constant touch with him, and I told him about the COVID situation, and he was always there to help me out in everything. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Shruti. I must tell you that Shruti is off medication, and we have not restarted medication even during the COVID. She's the dentist, and she has served in a couple of camps. So she comes in the camp and check the dental hygiene of epileptic patients. You all know that there are medicines which can give rise to the gum hypertrophy and other problems due to the clenching. They can get the teeth. So she has done, and she has presented a paper in one of the epilepsy conference about the dental hygiene of the epilepsy patient. So she herself, being patient, became a doctor and also served to the Epilepsy Foundation. Do I have Darshana Mehta? Shruti, you can mute your mic, please, now. Darshana? Yeah.
नमस्ते सर, पहले तो मैं आपको थैंक्स बोलना चाहूँगी, आपने इतने सब सामने मुझे बोलने का मौका दिया। अगस्त महीने में मुझे एपिलेप्सी या कोरोना हुआ था, मेरे पूरे फैमिली को हुआ था, तो मुझे और मेरे हस्बैंड को हॉस्पिटलाइज किया गया। तभी मेरे आपसे बात हुआ मेरे एपिलेप्सी के बारे में। आपने बहुत से मुझे अच्छे से बोला कि दवाई लो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा। आरती मैम का काउंसलिंग भी मुझे बहुत ही काम आया है कि मुझे एक हॉस्पिटल में रह के भी हम लोग 10 डेज रहे। मेरे हस्बैंड को डायबिटीज़ था, उनका मुझे बहुत टेंशन था, उनको इंजेक्शन भी सब लगाना पड़ा। लेकिन आपका सजेशन और आरती मैम का सजेशन लेके मैं आगे बढ़ी कि नहीं, मुझे अभी इसका सामना करना है। तो कंटिन्यूस 10 दिन में मैंने मेडिटेशन किया, फिर खाली वक्त में मैंने ड्राइंग भी बनाया, जैसे ये देख सकते हो।
Fantastic.
हाँ, तो थोड़ा मैंने मेरा माइंड डाइवर्ट किया, तो मुझे काफ़ी सपोर्ट मिला। और मैं बस आपका ही मैंने यानी बोले ना शब्द याद रखा है कि बस लड़ना है और आगे बढ़ना है। यही बात मैंने ध्यान में रखी और 10 दिन मैंने निकाल दिया हंसते हंसते, और अभी मैं हम एकदम से ठीक हूँ। मुझे 5 साल से कोई फिट्स भी नहीं है और घर का भी बहुत सपोर्ट है मुझे। और आपका तो आप और आरती मैम तो हरदम साथ रहते हैं। मैं कभी भी आरती मैम को भी आपको भी फ़ोन करती हूँ, आप बहुत से आंसर अच्छे से देते हैं। इसके लिए बहुत 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 थैंक यू सर। Thank you so much.
Thank you. What Darshana said is she had an COVID during the August first week, and she's been asymptomatic from epilepsy for past 5 years. She had whole family got affected. Her husband is diabetic, but while in the hospitals, our counselor who has been Aarti Sharma, who has been in regular touch with them, during this COVID time, the counselor will call each and every patient, talk to them, And that's what she has done and given her things. She also called me up and I said, just fight with don't worry. So she's became completely all right. Now they all are okay. So thank you very much, Dasna. Take care. And I would want आपको मैं कहूँगा कि आप जो है एपिलेप्सी फाउंडेशन में आके वो जो बैग्स हैं उनको पेंटिंग करिए ताकि वो बैग्स हम जो है लोगों को दे सके. जो हमारे यहाँ बैग नितिन और वो बनाते हैं उनको पेंटिंग करिए. मिस्टर सोनी नेक्स्ट. दसना आपका माइक ऑफ कर दीजिए. या सोनी जी आप हैं, आपकी वाइफ है मीना सोनी. संदीप पटेल. श्रेया गायकवाड़.
श्रेया गायकवाड़ ने यूट्यूब पे ज्वाइन किया है.
अच्छा, आज तो सोनी जी आप ऑन करिए अपना माइक और बोलिए. मिसेस सोनी अगर आप ज्वाइन है तो बोलिए. आप मैसेज दे रही हैं, आप माइक अनम्यूट करिए और बोलिए. जुबिन, आर यू रेडी?
Yes, sir. I've shared the link with Bhavish. Bhavish, if you can just pull up it on your screen, I will talk through.
और कोई नहीं है?
I have Mr. Om Chaudhary in. If
No, that Om is for music. Can you put the link of what Jubin has sent so Jubin can go through that?
Yes, sir, I'll do that.
Music.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
सोनी जी आप रुकिए अभी.
Okay. So, hello everyone. This is Zubin here again from Super Digital. So here's the site that we have made for Dr. Sir. Now, this site again, we had to make on the standards of 2021 ready. So while we are in 2020, we wanted to ensure that the site by itself is designed in a manner which can take care of accomplishments of Dr. Nirmal and his accomplishments and Epilepsy Foundation going forth to the next year as well. So what happens is if we are making a site, it tends to become outdated every 1.5 years.
Yeah, Jubin, where you want him to connect?
The homepage is fine. If you can just refresh it, I think it's going, the connection might be a little slow.
Bhavesh, can you refresh?
Yeah. Right. So Bhavesh, if you can just scroll through the screen. Yeah, thanks. So we've ensured that we have, in terms of our content, we work totally in highlighting all the work that Dr. Nirmal is doing, at the same time, highlight the work and what is the reason why a user or a patient would choose Surya Neuro Center. So the site has been designed in a way that a patient can understand exactly what it is, what are the specialities at the clinic, what the doctor stands for, what are the mission and vision. At the same time, any media person or anyone else wanting to profile doctor also can be very comfortable with navigation through the site. Now, over here also we've ensured that the media links are created in such a way that the ongoing and the future content that is published in, say, web links or even newspaper clippings and cuttings can actually be highlighted on the website, along with all the past media that we have available with us. In fact, we've been able to design the site in a much more better way because, surprisingly, Dr. Nirmal also understands web designing and amount of the way content goes on the website. So, so it really helped us a lot because when you work with a client like that, we can come up with a very fine product. So it's not just my and my team's mind over here. Doctor was also very nicely involved because he understood the dynamics of creating the site. So yes, it's been a teamwork, and as you can see, I think that we've not done as much justice as was required for the clinic and doctor, but this is a great start to begin with, and we really hope to populate it in the next few weeks to come.
Thank you. So thank you, madam, for inaugurating or relaunching my both the websites. One is my personal, where I am sitting just now. Another is the Epilepsy Foundation, which is on the ground floor, at double the size of my clinic. The ground floor is 1,000 square foot. I am on 500 square foot. Both are different and works are different. We don't mix up. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your amazing work. It's
my
so
clinic
touching.
has got 6 EEG machines, 2 video EEG monitor. We do 24-hour monitor, which I can see it on my desk right here. And we got EMG and evoke potential. We got complete rehab therapy. So now we have Mr. Soni is here. He is a very big activist. Soni ji, आप 2 मिनट में बोलिए क्या आपका क्या हुआ था? Mr. Soni है आप? माइक ऑफ ऑन करिए और बोलिए. और बाकी म्यूजिक के आयशु, श्रद्धा, ओम रेडी हो जाइए आपका गांधी जी का ट्रिब्यूट के लिए. Om, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Where is Aishu? So Om Chaudhary is the little boy which you saw in my video, was talking to me. He has been coming since the age of 3 years or 5 years. Now he's 10-year-old, a brilliant chap. And Om, yeah. So Om will start with the music. Om, show your video. These boys, every Monday, they are being trained by their teacher, who is Ankit. Ankit is from the Ahmedabad. He himself is a epilepsy patient, and he runs Alankar Music Academy. Every Monday from 1 to 2, he teaches these children. And you can see this Om is there, and the other two will also join. Yes, Om, what you are going to present? Oh, kitna umar hai tumhara? How old are you?
10 years. Hello everyone. My name is Om and I am 10 years old. I am going to perform a song on Gandhi Jayanti. Can I please?
Yes. Yes, Om.
Thank you so much. It was amazing.
He sung the famous song "दे दी हमें आजादी खड़क बिना ढाल सागरमती के संत तूने कर दिया." Thank you very much, Om. Where is your partners? Aishu there? Aishu Sharma ko, please take Aishu Sharma inside. She is outside on the attendee, please. Mansi, can you take Aishu Sharma? Yeah. Mansi. Mansi.
Yes, sir.
Aishu Sharma is there outside. Please take her in.
Sir, I have moved her in. I don't know whether she has got locked out. Now she is in. And
As she
sir,
was,
Shraddha Chaurasia, she is not in.
Hello.
yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Glad to see you all here, international and national people. Also, our panelists and attendants, it was very informative lecture given by you all here. We are here in the occasion of 2nd October, Gandhi Jayanti, who is the father of our nation. The precious words given by Gandhiji was "My life is my message." His multifarious and dynamic personality was based on truth and nothing but the truth. I am Miss Ashu Sharma from Music Group of Epilepsy Foundation. We are here going to present some songs of Gandhiji in the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. Hope you all enjoy. आओ बच्चों तुम्हें दिखाए झांकी हिंदुस्तान की, इस मिट्टी से तिलक करो ये धरती है बलिदान की। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम। आओ बच्चों तुम्हें दिखाए झांकी हिंदुस्तान की, इस मिट्टी से तिलक करो ये धरती है बलिदान की। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम। देखो मुल्क मराठों का ये यहाँ शिवाजी डोला था, मुगलों की ताकत को जिसने तलवारों पे तोला था। हर पर्वत पे आग लगी थी, हर पत्थर एक शोला था, बोली हर हर महादेव की बच्चा बच्चा बोला था। शेर शिवाजी ने रखी थी लाज हमारी शान की, इस मिट्टी से तिलक करो ये धरती है बलिदान की। आओ बच्चों तुम्हें दिखाए झांकी हिंदुस्तान की, इस मिट्टी से तिलक करो ये धरती है बलिदान की। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम। Thank you,
very much.
everyone.
Thank you. So, Ashu, is there anybody else from your team there?
Shraddha, but sir, she's still not joined the session.
Okay. So, with that, I think we come to a wonderful session. We are already over time by 30 minutes. And we would end the note. I want to specifically thank everybody, starting from the Her Excellency Ms. Jacqueline Mukongara and Ms. Akilo from Uganda. Also the action from IBE Africa, then Martin from Martin Brody from IBE President all over the world, and my friends, particularly Prakash Jain, Madhusudanji Agarwal, Anan Patel, and all the team from the Africa, Prince Kakji, Angie, Bernard, Chifundo, Ronnie, Chantal, Kishaman, Feeds, Oseni, and Jacob. Some of you were unfortunately not able to connect, but we have shown your slides, particularly the Ronnie could not present. But Ronnie, you don't have to worry, because next to you is Madhusudan Agarwal. He's already been connected His team has seen you, they met you. We'll also ask Prakash ji to help us out and other people how best we can get the things which require. We will work with Madhusudan ji to provide at least phenytoin, phenobarbital, carbamazepine, and sodium valproate to the African nations. We can work in a bigger way. I have my friend Dr. Chandrasekhar Meshram, who is past president, and I would certainly want him to say a few words because he represents the World Federation of Neurology, the Tropicon section, and he is here. It is a great privilege. He's professor in neurology and very close friend. Chandrasekhar, before we have the Mahatma Gandhi national anthem, I'd like to hear from you a few words.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nirmal. I think I must congratulate you for organizing such a wonderful program on this occasion of Mahatma Gandhi ji and involving so many people from India and Africa. And it's a great initiative and involving the team, the patients, caregivers, everyone. So this is a great initiative and the great work that you are doing for the patients of epilepsy, not only in Maharashtra, but all over the country and all over the spreading now to all over the world. And I must congratulate and wish you all the best for keeping up with your activities. And I wish to extend the best wishes on the occasion of birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji and the World Non-Violence Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chandrasekhar. Om and Ashu, can you play the national anthem, please? I have not heard from Nanji. Nanji, you are still there. Would like to hear from you because we missed you. Nanji, you are there? Yeah.
Yes, very much here. Good afternoon, everyone. I think it was a very exciting afternoon that we had. I had a great insight on what work is being done on epilepsy across Africa. Big challenges ahead, a long way to go, but I'm sure with the support of Dr. Surya and the team here, we will be able to take those baby steps to overcome this issue. I think it is a challenge. We need to work collectively, and I'm sure whatever I can do, whatever we can do collectively, we'll do to help you out in that region. I think we'll connect with the individual. I would, as Honorary Council of Tanzania, would surely like to interact with the Epilepsy Society there in Tanzania, and let's see what difference, what addition that we can make to your efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Nanji, because Zimbabwe is very active and we would, they wanted certain sanitization and masks, which we will coordinate with you to supply to them also for at this during COVID time. Thank you so much. Mansi, can you have Om and Ashu there to play the national anthem, please?
So Ms. Aishu Sharma is again back in attendees. I'm bringing her to the panel.
Yeah, Om, the last program, last agenda of the day is national anthem, Jan Gan Man. Om, Ashu is there?
Yes, both of them are there. Aishu.
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yeah, so you please play the national anthem together.
I would request all to please stand.
Coordinate together and we'll stand.
Okay.
I would request all to stand, please, since we will be playing the national anthem of India.
बंद हो गया ये दिव्या ऑन करो
Okay.
Can I start?
Ashu, coordinate with Om.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3. चंचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल तब सब आशीष मांगे गाए जन मंगलदायक जय भारत जय हे जय हे जय Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you too, Dr. Nirmal. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nirmal. Thank you. It was a wonderful event. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Paul, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for inviting us. We are blessed.
I hope we can work together.
Yeah, and we must thank all the dignitaries who have joined from Africa in early morning, and I think it was a great that all of them have joined for this wonderful activity. Thank you.
Action, you have a lot of work to do with us.
Quite a lot, and we will support you, and the team from Africa definitely will support you. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prakashji. This all is possible because of your effort.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Really pleasure to be part of this good celebration. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best.
Namaste.
Namaste.
We can all leave. Thank you. Thank you very much. We can leave the program now. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.